Hi, this is Mark Laughlin with the Ambidextrous Gunfighter. I've seen a disturbing number of reports of broken strikers on the Springfield Armory Hellcat owners forum on Facebook. So I drove around town to all the local gun dealers and just kind of did an informal survey to see if they've had any reports of anything like that. And of the 4 dealers I visited, none had. In fact, the only comment that I heard at 2 locations was, "I wish I could get more of the Hellcats in stock." So, and for me, the only problem I've had is these little screws that hold the plate on my OS model, the little plate, the filler plate there. And I did lose some of those screws, and I ended up finding finding these at Menards. They're a 3mm and they're 6mm long. Ideally, I think it's supposed to be a 5mm long screw. I went with the I did get a flathead and cap head. I ended up going with the flathead. It just looked more consistent with the other screw that was still in place. But that's the only problem I've had with the pistol. But regardless, and take a look, notice this really nice Desante Slim Tuck holster. Minimum amount of space consumed, good coverage of the trigger guard, kind of wraps around the bottom of the trigger guard, wraps around the muzzle a bit. And what I've done is I've eliminated they come stock with a 360-degree tilt for the belt hanger, and I eliminated that just to get this all to fit in a little bit tighter and take up less waistline space. Anyway, so we'll do a quick field strip here. And in order to remove the striker plate, there's this little piece here that you've got to depress right at the top of the striker plate. And then off to the side here is the ejector pin, and that should allow it to slide out. Okay, you can see I've got it partially unlocked. So I'm going to do is put my finger over this to capture, so no pieces come flying out. This isn't nearly as easy as removing the striker plate on the Mossberg MC1 SC. Now this plant ejector pin, spring-loaded ejector pin that retains the ejector, is under a lot of tension, and so that comes out with a bit of authority. And then to pull the striker assembly out, there we go. And it is this piece here that's been breaking off for several people. They've had issues with that breaking right off. So we'll get out our trusty magnifying glass here, and let's have a really close look and see if I can detect any indication that I've got any cracking. Okay, I'm unable to detect anything amiss with my striker on my Hellcat. It looks like it's just brand new, and that's after at least over 2,000 rounds and probably equal that dry firing with a training laser. And I just can't even see any indication of any wear whatsoever on the striker. And shoot, even my slide looks in really awesome shape. Now, one thing, I don't know, I can't see how this would be a factor, but when I do get any pistol I do completely field strip them, including removing the striker, and I clean out the striker channel of the preservative that comes from the factory, and then I use Sentry Solutions dry lube on it. Now, I cannot think that that would be a factor unless it's preventing corrosion, some kind of corrosion here on this hook, because I do coat that with Century Solutions, and it is a pretty aggressive, I guess, rust preventative, corrosion inhibitor. And then also, I don't clean the striker channel every time, but I do on occasion remove this striker plate, pull the striker, and clean that channel out. And I know on a lot of pistols that's just such a hassle, most people don't do it. My Mossberg MC1SC, which has the takedown, requires removing the striker plate, and it's actually really easy to take down. And of course, every time I field strip and clean it, I do clean out that striker channel and clean the striker as well. So that's one advantage of the MC1SC, and I believe the MC2C. But again, no problems, at least with my striker on my Hellcat. So given that none of the gun dealers, the firearms dealers in my area have reported any problems with the Hellcat, other than the fact that they can't get enough of them, I suspect that the striker problem is most likely just a rare issue with manufacturing. Yeah, so at least, maybe I'm just one of the many lucky Hellcat owners, but I can detect no problems. The pistol's been especially reliable for me, except for these cover plate screws here for the OSP model. But if you got an optic on, you don't have to worry about that, at least as long as you got the screws stay in place for your optic. Yeah, it's been an awesome little pistol. It's Mark Laughlin with the Ambidextrous Gunfighter. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.